Well, welcome along again. Thank you very much for coming along today. I know all of you have got busy lives that you're involved in, so thank you for sharing your life with me. And today, of course, the subject is fear is your friend. And I wanted to talk about fear a lot because oftentimes what happens is we become so immersed in fear that we can't do our emotional processing work. So who of you are finding, you know there's emotions inside of you, you can feel the law of attraction, attracting different events into your life that's proving to you that emotions are inside of you, but you're finding it very, very difficult to access those emotions. All right? Pretty much everyone, including myself at the moment actually. All right. Well, that being the case, we are all in a state of fear. It is fear, in fact, that prevents you from accessing all emotion. And it's also fear that prevents you from being at one with God. So fear is the thing to actually look at, like what's going on behind the fears. But who's confronted by the Bible? Who doesn't like hearing anything from the Bible? Okay, well, I'm going to read something from the Bible. Just for you to confront that fear. There's a favourite verse of mine in the Bible. It's in 1 John 4 verse 18. It's in the notes. This is what it says. There is no fear in love, but perfect love throws fear outside, because fear exercises a restraint. Indeed, he that is under fear has not been made perfect in love. Very, very, in fact, it's probably one of my, it is probably the favourite verse that I have in the Bible actually, that verse. Fear exercises a restraint on you and prevents you from being perfected in divine love. And so, we need to look at the dynamics of fear, what's actually going on behind fear. And this is something I've had to do a lot in my own life, right, in terms of coming to terms with all the fears that I've had inside of my own life. And what prevents truth from entering your heart, in other words, what prevents truth from changing your life, is the fear that you desire to hold on to. That's what prevents truth from changing your life. So let's have a look at some of the dynamics of fear. In the Paget messages, there's quite a few things that are mentioned about fear. And I've put in the notes a reference to one of those messages that you might like to read later. But basically it says exactly the same as that Bible verse. That if we are going to be progressed in love to the point of one with God, when you become at one with God, you will never fear again. And wouldn't that be a beautiful state to be in, if you can just imagine that for a moment? Just imagine that there is nothing in your life that you ever fear. That you just go ahead and do exactly what you're desiring. It's always harmonious with love and truth, and you're never ever afraid of making the choice. Imagine how that will change your life. That's a big place. That's a different place to be in, isn't it? But you think about our lives right now. How much of our lives are just so focused on feeling all of these fears and then responding to them? There's so much of it, isn't there, that is focused on that.